Hi, this is Bob Iacchino along with Mike Arnold with an afternoon path chat covering the FX markets. We are the co-founders of Path Trading Partners. Today in the FX markets, you saw a reversal of yesterday's dollar strength. Got almost all of that back. And actually it relates as much to the treasury yields. Yesterday was the biggest one-day yield move in the US 10-year. And its relative mates, the 2-year, the 5-year, and the 30-year, that we have had in a month. And then we gave the majority of that back as well today, with the treasuries climbing again, the treasury futures climbing again, the yield falling back to levels of 2 days ago. And the same thing happened in the dollar, with the majority of the dollar weakness against the majors coming after the release of the Fed minutes, where the Fed basically had consensus that they were going to begin reducing the balance sheet. What do we mean by reducing the balance sheet? It means that their existing $2 trillion plus balance sheet, when they mature, at least this is the plan so far, when assets mature, they will not roll them into new assets, which is what they'd been doing now. A lot of people thought that the taper that started a while back was going to reduce the balance sheet, but that's not true. It was just going to halt the increase of the balance sheet. That's something they do in government. If you halt an increase, it's considered a cut. They do that in government spending, and they do it at the Fed as well. All they did when they tapered purchases was exactly that. They halted purchases, and they slowly did that. But they continued to reinvest proceeds from expired assets into new assets of the same type and duration. That's what they're going to do. They're going to start to reduce the balance sheet. So we're going to see that quite a bit in the currency markets. We'll see it more in the currency markets than anywhere else. It is effectively a tightening. Each trillion in reduction, according to Bank of America, is about 75 basis points of tightening. Now, they agreed to start doing it. They agreed to start doing it a little bit earlier than most analysts thought, but there's no target date on doing it yet, and we don't have a reduction in the chances of a June rate hike. We actually have a slight increase in that. We're in the mid-70s now, according to CME Group's Fed Watch tool, which is what I check to see where the Fed funds futures are in terms of their prediction of a rate hike. But I covered a lot more of it in the Futures Path Chat, the afternoon Futures Path Chat that's up on our YouTube channel. So in the meantime, let me turn it over to Mike to let you know what he's seeing on the charts. Mike, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Bob. So, Euro US dollar pulled back a bit, didn't quite get down to the 8 EMA and the 25% GAN level, which was at 111.60 area. The low so far today was 111.68, now moving back up. So, on a continued move higher, watch for 112.36, first level of strong resistance, then a retest of most recent swing highs, 112.68. If we break through that, 112.97. Again, on another pullback, the key areas to watch is 111.60 area, and then if we pull back below that, 111.37. And then on a very big pullback, it'd be 111.07. Over to the pound US dollar. Came down, found some support at 12.5% GAN level and the rising 21. So that's going to be a very key support area right around this 129.30. If that is broken, 129.11's next key level, and then we'd watch for a retest of the defining point, which is coming in at 128.88. So those are the levels to watch for on the downside. On the upside, resistance coming in. Let me just update this level. Resistance coming in right around 129.97 or the 130 level. If that's broken, watch for the trendline defining point, 130.43. And then if we get above there, 130.47. And then on a really strong rally, 130.132. Over to the US dollar, Japanese yen. Tried to get up through the flat but declining rotation zone and the 37.5% GAN level. Could not make it through, dropped back down. On a continued move lower, very, very strong support, 111.29 area. Lots of GAN clusters and a rising 200-day moving average. If that is broken, next area down about 110.93 to 111, then 110.75, and then we have the trend line coming in right around 110.65. Rally back up, 112 to 112.03 first level of resistance, then we're looking to 112.30 next level, then on some really strong rally, nothing up until about 112.68. US dollar, Swiss franc came up, just poked through declining trend line, didn't quite get to the declining rotation zone, the 8 EMA, before heading back down, finding some short-term support right around this 97.29 area, one of our significant levels. On a push below that level, 97.16 next key area, then really strong support coming in about 96.93. Move back higher, watch for resistance 97.76 to 97.82 area. Then we'd be looking for the 97.93. And then slightly above that, you could be watching for the 98.05. Aussie US dollar. Remember, we have a trend line trade on here. We're watching for a full push up to the first target of 75.28. Came down, tested the first cross rotation zone and our rising trend line, which did hold. Continued to move higher. First area of resistance, 75.17 to watch for, then the 75.28. And then we'll be watching for the full target, 75.39 on the upside. Pullback. We have some support right around the 74.86 to 74.93 area. Then if that's broken, the 74.67. And then you could see another pullback to the prior tested areas right around 74.51 to today's low, so far 74.42. US dollar, Canadian dollar. Big move down so far today. Remember, this also triggered a trend line trade. We hit the first area end of a simple clear path. Then we went into a very advanced clear path. So the next target area down is going to be this 133.81 area. If that is broken, you could watch for some minor support coming in about 133.68. And then we'd be watching for a full drop down to the flat 200, and just below it our significant level coming in at 133.42 to 133.31. Rally back up. Watch for some minor resistance about 134.37. Very significant resistance 134.81. And then if that's broken, 135.08 area. Finally, over to the US dollar, Mexican peso. Also, new moves to new lows at this point. On a move continued down, we have some GAN projections. 1834.93 first level, followed by 1830.56, then 1822.79, and then eventually we could see it down to 1815.86. If it turns around and turns higher, minor resistance coming in around 1846.82, and then pretty significant resistance coming in at 1855.97. And then if that's broken, 1864.34. That's all we have for you. I'm turning it back over to you, Bob.
Thank you for that, Michael. And if you like what we're doing, hit the like button and consider subscribing. Also, check out our podcast, Money Path Podcast, which you can find at the iTunes Store, Google Play, or on our website, pathtradingpartners.com. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for watching.